Good morning, friends. Sorry, I still haven't brushed my hair. I don't need to brush it because I'm not going anywhere. But happy Friday, man. It's Friday, April 17th. I checked the calendar twice so I wouldn't mess it up. You know me. And so yay, Friday. Another Friday. We made it. All right. So I thought I would finish out the week doing like more kind of like grown up stories, and Matthew, Bryce, my car guys in my room. You're gonna like these because at least you can get a picture in your head. It's always good when you're writing a story to remember the pictures in your head, and sometimes it even helps, like if you have like 3 squares or even 3 little pieces of paper, and you touch each one and you tell yourself, first this happened, okay, and your details, then this happened in the middle, and then this happened at the end. And if you talk yourself through it a little bit and you sorry, I did just wake up, and you think about your story, it's a really good way to try to sequence your story correctly and get all of your details in there. It's just not even write it, just touch that paper and think about each part, and then you can go back, do a quick little sketch at the top, get some of those details in, and then you can start your writing. So that's some good writing advice you could try today. So anyway, the stories I want to tell you today are about driving. And driving is always a very big deal. I know I think every kid thinks, oh, I can't wait till I'm 16 and I can drive. Like, it's the best, and it really is a really exciting time. But I never had like really good experiences with driving as a kid, which is kind of funny because I'm a really good driver now. Like, for real, I'm a really good driver. I've never gotten a ticket. I've never gotten in an accident that was my fault. I've been hit by other people, but I've never ever. I've been a good driver, and I think it all goes back to probably all the nightmares of my childhood, that like I got it all out of the way early. So my first bad experience with driving was my dad would always have me check the lights on our boat trailer. So I was little, but I had super long legs. I'll have to post a picture sometime because I look like a flamingo. I'm so weird looking. But anyway, he would have me get in the truck, and he would go, okay, left blinker, right blinker. And I would hit both of them, do it. And he would stand behind the trailer and like yell the command so he could see if the lights were hooked up right. Well, one time he's like, left blinker, right blinker. Okay, check the brakes. But instead of hitting the brakes, I accidentally hit the gas, and I went flying forward, and like luckily like knew to grab the steering wheel and like turn it. But I smashed through the fence of our neighbors and went halfway down through all the yards on my side of the street. Thank God I didn't go onto the main road, like ripping up all the lawns and crashing through things. And before I hit the actual brake and could stop. So that was insane. So that was my first bad experience with driving. Then my second bad experience with driving, which was also kind of awesome, but still traumatic, was my best friend. One of my best friends growing up was this kid named Kelly Brockle. And Kelly Brockle, we still love each other. We were really good friends. But everybody teased us because he was a boy and I was a girl. So we told everyone that we were cousins because we wanted people to stop bothering us about being friends. So we lied and told everyone we were cousins. And so many people still believe it to this day, I think. And I really did love him like my cousin. He was an awesome human being. And my boys in my class, you love cars. So he was a car guy, still is. Has an incredible knowledge of cars. I don't know how many times he helped fix my cars and stuff growing up, but he had a gorgeous 1972 Nova. It was beautiful, and it was so cool. And my best friend Amy, she was not only beautiful but super smart. Amy had like everything going for her, and I was very jealous of her. But one of the things I was also jealous about was that her dad would let her drive home from church, like when we were like 14 and 15. So you can't drive till you're 16. And I was wicked jealous about that. So Kelly Brockle, my best friend at the time, he was taking me to spend the night at my friend Amy's, and I wanted to be cool. So I was like, Kelly, listen, when we get like close to the house, could you let me drive your car like up their circular driveway, and I'll just pull in all calm and like get out like I do this all the time. And he would like teach me how to drive. He totally was like trying to teach me how to drive all the time. He was so great because his car was beautiful. I wouldn't let me drive it, but he was a sweetheart. So anyway, as I'm pulling up into the driveway, and I'm like, hey, all cool, like to Amy, like, hey, I'm here for the sleepover. I accidentally, again, hit the gas instead of the brake and went flying through the middle of her yard, ripping up chunks of her yard before I like slammed on the brakes. And she was freaking out because her dad like was super into lawn care. And we were like, oh my God, we're dead. So Kelly Breckle, me, Amy's mom, who was like practically in tears. She's like, oh my God, he's going to kill me. We had to like push all the pieces of the lawn back into place and pray to God he wouldn't notice. Of course, he totally noticed, but that was another bad experience. And then when I was finally 16 and I was learning to drive, back then, kids, you won't understand this now, but most of the cars were stick shifts. So you had to shift the car. So there was a clutch you had to push down, and then you had to like hold the clutch just so, and then you would put the car into whatever gear you wanted and hit the gas just so, and you had to do this exactly right or the car would stall, and it was super embarrassing. And my mom would take me over to this one road that had a hill on it near our house, and she would make me hold the car there so I would learn how to do that on a hill and go. My mom was amazing at teaching me how to drive. But it was my mom, so I would get really angry with her sometimes. So like if things weren't going well with the driving or like I messed up, I would like yell at her. So I feel bad about that now. Sorry, Sharon. I really love you and you were such a good teacher. But one time I freaked out in the middle of downtown Olean, which was the big town near where I lived. There was a huge intersection with like 4 lanes. It was a big intersection, and I stalled the car and I couldn't get it to go, and people were beeping their horns, and I was trying so hard not to cry, and I was getting so angry because it wasn't working out. And I got out of my car like in the middle of the intersection. I was like, forget it, I'm never learning to drive. And my mom goes, you need to learn to drive. How are you going to get around? And I go, I'll ride my bike. And I stomped off sobbing. And I did get in the car, and eventually I learned how to drive, so thank goodness. But anyway, those are some fun learning to drive, grown-up stories to go with our theme for the week. All right, have an awesome Friday. I won't be at our meeting because I have a meeting at 11. However, if you want to get onto Skype a little early today, I'm going to try to go on by 10:45 so I can at least spend like 10 or 15 minutes with you before I have to go to my other meeting. So have an awesome Friday, friends. Love you, miss your little faces, and yeah. Have a great Friday.